Ethan was an ambitious young boy, driven by an unquenchable hunger for success. For him, success was simple. Winning was everything. One day, a race was announced in his small village. Excited to prove himself, Ethan prepared to compete. Alongside him were two other challengers, equally determined. A crowd gathered to watch the event, their cheers filling the air. Among them was a wise old man named Mr. Bennett, who had traveled far, curious to witness Ethan's spirit. The race began. It was intense, but Ethan's sheer will and determination carried him forward. As he crossed the finish line first, the crowd erupted in celebration. Ethan, brimming with pride, stood tall, basking in their admiration. Yet, Mr. Bennett stood quietly, his expression calm and thoughtful. A second race was called, and two new challengers stepped forward, both swift and eager. Once again, Ethan ran with all his might, crossing the finish line first. The crowd cheered, their voices ringing through the air. Ethan felt invincible. Still, Mr. Bennett remained composed, offering no reaction. Feeling triumphant, Ethan pleaded for another race. "Bring me more challengers," he exclaimed. Mr. Bennett finally stepped forward. He nodded and presented two new competitors, an elderly woman, Miss Clara, frail and stooped, and a blind man named Mr. James, who hesitated at the starting line. Confused, Ethan protested. "This isn't a fair race. They can't possibly keep up with me." Bennett only smiled. "Run," he said. The race began. Ethan sprinted ahead, leaving the others at the starting line. Alone, he crossed the finish line. He raised his arms high, expecting applause, but the crowd was silent. No cheers, no clapping, just quiet. Puzzled, Ethan turned to Mr. Bennett. "Why aren't they celebrating my victory?" Mr. Bennett looked at him kindly and replied, "Run again. This time, finish together." "All three of you," Ethan hesitated but nodded. He approached Miss Clara and Mr. James, taking their hands gently in his. Together, they moved slowly, step by step, toward the finish line. The crowd erupted into joyous applause as all three crossed the line. United as one, Ethan, moved by the cheers, turned to Mr. Bennett. "Who are they cheering for?" he asked, placing his hands on Ethan's shoulders. Mr. Bennett said, "For this race, the crowd cheers not for one winner, but for all of you. Today, you've won something far greater than any race you've run before. In life, what are you running for? Are you chasing success for yourself, or are you helping others along the way? If winning is your only goal, one day the cheers will fade. But if you lift others as you run, the race becomes more meaningful. So, run this race called life. Run with courage, with kindness, and with purpose, because true success isn't measured by the number of victories. It's measured by how you run and who you help along the way. This is Heart Pathways Channel. Thank you for watching. Stay inspired, and may your path always lead to joy and fulfillment.